What did you want to talk about? Oh yeah, sure. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about soccer dads. I'm confused. I need to be enlightened. I really don't understand when someone says you look like a soccer dad. Is that a good or a bad thing? Now, naturally, for me, I never questioned that it's kind of a little bit of a jab. Like you kind of look not cool. You're not nerdy or geeky or dorky, but you're just kind of a soccer dad. Like, I remember back in college, someone told me that. So I remember I was, in my early 20s, and I worked at the like the student center, and what I was doing at that exact moment, my job was to monitor the basketball courts at that exact station I was on, right at that particular Saturday that I was working that day. And the girl that I worked with, Anna, she looked at me, and my hair was kind of like the same style now, but just longer and, pushed like that. And I was wearing like a polo, tucked into like some khaki pants with but they had like cargo khaki pants and sneakers. Because that's kind of what I was supposed to wear for the job. You had to wear sneakers. They wanted you to wear pants and not shorts. And I felt slouchy wearing a t-shirt, so I wanted to wear a polo. And yeah, so she and I were working the basketball courts, and she said, "Yeah, you look like a soccer dad today." And the way she said it kind of seemed like she was meaning that not in a good way. So ever since that time, I heard that back in the year, let's say 2003 or whatever. But I just always assume that's a negative thing. So I was just about to get ready to make a video talking about that. The two girls that were in the video last Friday that I interviewed about their honest opinions about hair loss. Well, I just saw them and I said, "Hey, what are some traits of soccer dads?" Just so I can understand like what exactly that means. And they were so confused by it. I said, "Well, because it's kind of like a bad thing, right? Like pleated khaki pants or something." And they're like, I'm not gonna say they got insulted, but they were like taken back by it. They're like, "But both of our dads were soccer dads. That was a good thing. Our dads are great." And so, like, my perception of what soccer dad means is completely different, because apparently they both had really cool dads and were very supportive of them in their soccer games. And so soccer dad is a good thing. They celebrate that. But for me, if someone tells me I look like a soccer dad, I guess here's what it makes me think of. It's a way of saying you're out of style is kind of what it says. It's like, yeah, you look your age. You're 35 years old. You're not trendy. You're not necessarily cool anymore, but that's okay because you're happy. And like, hey, I'm all about being happy at age 35 and celebrating, being married and having kids. But I think for me, something that's of value to me is that I don't want to go out of style. Like, I don't need to look like I'm 22 anymore. I'm not going to be wearing skinny jeans or something like that, right? But at the same time, like, I want to evolve with the times and not be stuck in a certain year, because that's what I remember noticing this even as a teenager, that I would notice that I could tell at what point people stopped evolving style-wise. Like, even today, there are certain people who just dress like they're from the mid-'80s, And so, at whatever point they stop caring. But for me, even at 35, I don't want to stop caring about looking nice. I want to look as nice as I can and still look up to speed without making it look like I'm trying too hard to look young. So for me, soccer dad kind of, to me, implied you stop trying because this is your life now. So I still want to look cool. I still want to be up to trend, but I don't want to try too hard. And for me, being a soccer dad interferes with that. But I need your input. Is it a bad thing to look like a soccer dad? What does it mean to look like a soccer dad? Is that a negative connotation or a positive one, a neutral one? Help me understand the demographics of what soccer dad means. Because I feel that it goes against the whole image I'm trying to project of who I think that I am. So help me understand that. I'm confused. What would I do without you is really the question here. Nick Shell, asking for your help. And thanks for your help.